everyone. Good evening. How's everyone doing tonight? I'm super glad to be here with you. If you don't know me and you're just stumbling across me, I'm Lauren Lefkowitz, executive coach, and I work with workaholic women, mostly women, but all genders are welcome, to help them learn to set boundaries, figure out how they want things to be in the next phase of their career and lives, and decide how to go after it powerfully. So, welcome to tonight's live, which is a weekly event called Mindset Shifts and the What Ifs. And on this show, I talk about a new topic every week, something having to do with being a leader and navigating through as we go and all of the stories we make up in our heads. I am live on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. I could not make Instagram work for me tonight because my phone wouldn't stay in the stand. And so here we are here. Those folks looking for us on Instagram are missing us tonight. So let's dive right into our topic for tonight. And if you haven't been with me before, you may not know how we come about our topics. And the way that we do that is by choosing, having the wheel choose for us. So I am, here we go. Here's my screen share. Cool. All right. Give the wheel a spin. The topic is for Hey, Lauren, pick a topic. Ooh, I like that. That's kind of neat. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what has been on my mind this week. I didn't used to have a choose your own adventure topic on my wheel. But every once in a while something pops into my head and it's not on my wheel and it's good to talk about. So let's see. Today I am going to talk about Puppy. I'm going to talk about Puppy tonight. Puppy is my almost 16-year-old dog who is currently wandering around my home and wondering how long I'm going to be on this live because she has snuggling to do. Puppy and I got together almost 16 years ago, actually a little, more than 15 years ago, when I was ready for a dog. She was ready for a home. She was a stray, and I adopted her from a corgi rescue. And Puppy is looks like a corgi, and I'm going to show you in this most primitive way possible, my phone and a picture of my dog. Got her from a corgi rescue, and she is not a corgi. And so my first lesson from Puppy was not to make assumptions about who people are and how they are based on what they seem to be at the surface level. So Puppy was a stray dog. She was found on a farm where they didn't think she was a corgi. They thought she was a fox because she was underweight and adorable, and she just kept coming back to the same place on the same farm and snagging food. I don't know exactly who from, which animals, but they called animal control. Animal control came to get this fox because they didn't want the fox to build a den. And they came up to Puppy and she started barking at them, and they realized, oh, this is not a fox, this is a dog. So in the life lessons category, life lessons from Puppy, the first lesson was, let's not assume, right? Let's not assume who Puppy is. So she gets to this rescue that is specifically for corgis and corgi mixes, and they can tell she's not a purebred corgi, but she seems like a corgi mix, and somebody I knew had adopted a dog through this rescue. So I was already pre-approved with them, not because I necessarily wanted a corgi, but because I wanted a trusted rescue. And so Puppy came home with me, and a couple of years into us cohabitating. I did a DNA test on her, and it turned out that she was 0% corgi. She is cattle dog, Chihuahua, Collie, Chow Chow, and German Shepherd, which, if you look at her, none of those really come to mind. Cattle dog and Chihuahua, maybe. And if you're curious about looking at her again, yeah, I can see a little Chihuahua in her face and, cattle dog in the ears. But essentially, she looks like a corgi. And Puppy has been with me through a lot. She has been with me through chronic illness, through my own versions of workaholism, through happy times, sad times, grief times, funny times, name it. She's been there. The only time that she was not here was when I broke both of my shoulders after I chased a vacuum and an incident ensued. And she stayed with friends for several months and then came back home to me. And now that she's at this sort of advanced age in her life, she's teaching me lessons, and she's been teaching me lessons the whole time. When I was in my the biggest throes of my chronic illness days, she would snuggle up with me on the couch and sort of be this empathetic dog with her curled up in between my knees. As I was lying sideways on the couch, she would come and just sort of curl up in the crook of my knees. And then she would be like, all right, come on, it's time to go for a walk. She'd get tough with me, tough love. And so she sort of helped me learn the balance of embracing rest and get up and go. Right. Puppy also has taught me, to respond to her needs and therefore to respond to my own. She's taught me that sometimes we want to be in the middle, in the mix of everything. And other times we want to be off to the side, off to the corner, and just sort of hanging out. And all of those are okay. However we want to be, however we want things to be, they can be. I'm curious, if you're watching, to know what you've learned from your pets. One of, I think, the greatest things I've learned from Puppy was in my transition to working from home, which was when I went to work in an office. And every day I was in the office, and every day there were meetings after meetings after meetings. And my downtime was when I actually got to get work done. I took almost no breaks. And it didn't mean that I was, hard at work at my desk, hands on the keyboard at all times. Sometimes I was, stopping into the kitchen to get a cup of coffee, and I was talking to an employee for a while, or sometimes, a meeting went on a little bit more socially, but it was all work time. It was all time at the office doing things or interacting with people. And when we all started working from home, or many of us started working from home during the beginning of the pandemic, what I learned from Puppy was that it's important to take breaks. So she helped dictate for me when it was time to eat, when it was time to go for a walk. She napped more than I did, but I have really embraced naps in my recent years. And she helped me realize that we need a little bit of variety. Now, dogs, you may know, sleep 20 hours a day when they're young. Puppy sleeps almost all of the time now, almost 16 years old. She's a tired lady. But at regular intervals, somewhere between 11 and noon, and somewhere between 2 or 3 or 4, and again around 7 or 8, and again before bedtime, she wants to go outside and go to the bathroom and get some fresh air and stretch her legs a little bit. And it has helped me to create routine in my life, and create an opportunity for me to really figure out what is my need for breaks, what is my need for food, water, right? Sometimes I will be sitting at my desk with an empty water bottle or an empty water glass, and I'll be parched, and I'll just see Puppy get up from a nap I'll hear her go into the room where the water is and drink water. And it reminds me to get up and do things. So if you don't have a living thing in your house, I recommend you get a living thing in your house because it reminds you that you are also a living thing and that you need to take care of yourself. I am super grateful for having Puppy in my life and for having learned lessons about taking breaks, taking naps, stretching, having a little bit of snuggle time, and really, having intervals of taking care of myself in ways that maybe I wouldn't have noticed if I didn't have a pet living in my house. So it's going to be a short live tonight. I'm popping on and off because speaking of Puppy, who, by the way, can't hear me saying her name anymore because she's lost her hearing at this advanced age, but still somehow knows when I'm talking about her, is sitting on my side over here being a very good girl as she is waiting for me to finish so that I can take her for a little walk. So short one tonight. Thanks so much for being here. Next week, we'll be back with another round of mindset shifts and the what ifs and a new topic. If you've got topic requests or requests for any other kind of live, let me know. And if you want to have a chat about what your corporate life is like, send me a DM. Have a great night, everybody. And thank you so much for being here.